people often think of sacred geometry like a two-dimensional form, or this is a beautiful geometry, and how do I use it? Or give me the thing I can put on my chest or over here that will make a difference. But it's like what we've done with the Heart Companion, the I.Connect. It is so complicated and so many years of research and work that although it's working with sacred geometry, it's not something that people can take those pieces and apply it in their life as much as take the tool, the whole, and be able to then, what we do is we teach them how to use it. Or, in your case, you can apply it to what you're teaching, what you're working with students and practitioners, and they can learn how to use it as a tool. Like here, we're introducing a hammer to you, and it's going to help you build a house. And when you're done, you'll still be the one that built the house. That's why a tool can be very empowering. But it's not something you'd want to try doing without the tool. And so that's what we're doing today with consciousness. And so sacred geometry is such an involved topic, as I was starting to say. It is working with all space and all time. So everything in creation, the way we're created proportionally, our digits and our outer things that go on around our face, and it's created in working with the phi ratio. And it's remarkable, the holographic nature of us, that you can work on a whole body just if you understand how to work on the ears or work on the feet. Or, look in someone's eyes. You can tell everything that's going on. It depends on what access point. But, it's just that we are microcosms of a larger macrocosm, and geometry is a tool that helps us bridge that gap because it works with everything. And so we can create resonant frequencies that allow us in our smallness be able to expand to our wholeness, to the bigger part of our being. And that is the remarkable thing that's going on right now with these tools, is that it is supporting people in connecting to their true essence through their heart. And this is, I think, what we're all finding in the work that we're doing. It's so important to bring people into connection with spirit, into connection through their heart, beginning to work with the heart as the source point for information to then direct the brain in what it's supposed to do, rather than the other way around.
Using the brain as the heart, which is the one that's connected.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And we were talking in class this morning about the amygdala, the back little gland back here in the back part of the brain.
The reptilian brain.
The reptilian brain, which is the part of the brain that is running so much of the world. I mean, such a small bit of consciousness, such a, small bit of material and awareness and view of the world is condensed and run from the part that is totally
the least evolved.
The least evolved, and the part that was working to get us out of the way of the saber-toothed tiger thousands of years ago. But now, a scratch on the car and a strange look from the boss, or the cat throws up on the carpet, and we're in the same kind of fight or flight syndrome. We're being driven by fears. We're a victim of this little piece of unconsciousness, and it is what is all around the world at this time, in all the governments, all the educational systems, all the isms of the world are reflecting a lower consciousness.
Well, we live in a fear-mongering society. That's the problem. And so people are living in fight or flight. Tracy, as a psychiatrist, definitely
just turn on TV, and you can get into fight or flight very easily. We have all of these 24-hour news programs that really have everyone on high alert for this danger and that danger. And you know, it's become our everyday walk to be in fear, which is why we see so much more post-traumatic stress among our soldiers, among children, among people just walking about in their life. When we are knocked out of our loving self and go to our fear-based thinking, which are the roots of the amygdala, where we get so caught up in something could come snatch us away, and we are victims of everyone from our spouse to our children to our government to the world at large, then, you know, we really lose sense of who we actually are. And it leads us to being in that adrenal fatigue syndrome that so many people are suffering from and is affecting endocrine systems throughout the body. When we can get into our heart and become really heart-based once again, we truly do bring through our true essence into our mind, our heart, our walk, our bodies, and a lot of the endocrine system begins to just naturally balance.
The other problem we have today, I live in an apartment building on the 28th floor of New York City. There are 350 Wi-Fis in the building.
Right.
That's a lot of EMF, plus everyone's got cell phones, and you know, you have electric plugs all over the place. I sleep with an earthing bed, an earthing sheet. I have an earthing mat under my feet when I'm on the computer, and I have the We.Connect going all the time, which I found very, very helpful. But we are bombarded by stressors that our bodies never evolved to deal with.
Exactly.
Not only our toxic foods, but toxic air. And this has really been a godsend. The We.Connect is amazing because it takes care of the immediate environment.
Yeah.
We had the We.Connect at the Tesla fair in July, when we had first talked to you. And it brought in so many people. They said, oh, this corner feels so good. What do you have going here?
And that's the thing, you know, particularly with what you're talking about, it's critical for people's well-being and evolution to have these fields that are vibrational energies that are life supportive and are soul supportive, really.
Right.
And they're not going to happen with all this other stuff that's going on. You know, when we get out into a magnificent place in nature that doesn't have all those EMFs and all the other stuff going on, you feel really different. Well, we can take that and we can put it in your home. We can put it in your office. We can put it around your neck so that you're able to create from a coherent
It's in divine order.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It really comes down to a bigger deal, all of this, than we ever realized, because all these different things that you're speaking to in terms of the EMFs and the toxins and the emotional body and even what goes on with mental stress, all of this is disconnecting us from that flow of energy from source. And it's that energy flow from source that is responsible for everything in our existence. All of our health, all of our well-being, all of our creativity, all of being able to expand and be intuitive and creative comes from that connection to source. And so human beings in today's technological environment, in today's energetic and, you know, emotional, and the kind of world we're living in, they're being disempowered so they can be controlled. They are being disconnected, so they are becoming sick in so many different ways.
Absolutely, and the collective consciousness is such that it's certainly not helping. So we can learn to be connected to Mother Earth by standing barefoot if you can find a place to stand barefoot, or to do something that's earthing. But to connect with the universe, you somehow could use a little bit of help.
And even this tool helps us ground and connect more to the earth, which is, you know, part of expanding our energetic field means that we really have to expand in both directions. We're only able to bring through the level of consciousness that can be, you know, grounded and held by this body, that can be put, you know, to good effect and good use. And so we really need to show up here. We really need to bring in those higher understandings and express it in all the little things.
This was your intention with the I.Connect?
It was.
Yes.
You know, rather than having to tell people, go off and meditate, go take your break and go meditate, be here now with that energy, so that you're living and you're walking in a meditative kind of a state, except you're totally functional, even more functional in a lot of ways. So that was our intent, was to take all that we had learned over the years with sacred geometry and understanding resonance and bring it into a tool that would support people to, like you said, enrich their lives, you know, which means connecting to source, allowing for that flow, being more aware, activating their intuition, their creativity, all the things that will truly help them have a more fulfilling life. And then they are impacting the field. You know, the more people, you know, we kept being told by our guides, get these all over the planet. You need to send this vibrational energy, because it's like there are new portals that are being open, and that resonance is making a difference all over the planet. And honestly, you know, when you look at the news, you can't quite see it. If you don't look at the news, you can. You know, that's when you know when you start connecting with people like you do all over the world, that energy truly is shifting. People's reality is shifting.
What I love about your I.Connect and the heart pendant and the We.Connect is, especially when you are holding the I.Connect or wearing the heart pendant, it really holds you in a consistent dominant oscillatory rate where you can connect to the earth and ground in a way that you do become more sensitive to the changes of higher vibration of, be it nature around you, which allows you to be more present around you, and to be more aware of that spiritual true essence coming in, or other spiritual information and communication coming in. And by doing that, we're less affected by other people's stuff too, because people can come in and be very irritable, and if we're not aware of trying to stabilize our own vibration, we can be so easily knocked off of center and then go to being irritable and getting distracted from purpose or our intention of the day. And so I love these. They help my patients, my students, my loved ones be able to really walk about more in their heart mindfully and communicating with other people.
Absolutely. And I told you before about the story a couple of weeks ago. I was in New York at a trade show. It was a holistic fair. And I saw this healer behind the table trying to explain to people about her courses in San Diego. And she just seemed very skittish and insecure. So I said, you don't know me, but I think you need this. Wear this for the next half hour until I leave the fair. And she said, oh, thank you. I came back half an hour later. She was beaming. She said, where do I get one? I feel so strong. I feel so centered. Since I've been in New York, I'm all over the place. I'm absorbing everyone's negativity. I feel great.
We've also seen people in our meditation classes or courses where we're trying to help them shift their more base or lower emotions and frequencies and thoughts. And when we have some people come in, they're incredibly anxious, some are depressed, and struggling to sort of concentrate and push away what they sit in every day to be present to learn what they're hoping to learn from the class. We've gone up to them at different times and just taken off our Heart Connect and said, just wear this for a little bit. And then we start teaching, and they will invariably grab us at a break and say, what is this? I feel so much calmer. I feel lighter. I feel much more centered and able to learn what it is I need to learn, or to meditate and to receive the answers in meditation that I struggled to receive before. And that's a gift. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
And that's coherence. You know, that's what we were after. Creating coherent fields that you're not having to go somewhere to get into that field. You are that field. And then as you're generating that field, other people are going to respond to it. So, I'm sure just by you having that around you, your clients are responding to you differently, right?
Yes, I actually have the whole We.Connect that I have running in the corner of my office. And people always notice, because I've always tried to raise vibration of where I work out of, just to keep me centered, to be there and be compassionate for the people I work with. But with the We.Connect there, I've had people come in and they'll sort of sit around and they'll say, something's different in here. It feels even more energized, and they don't want to leave, and they don't know why. And it's really fun to...
Yeah, I have one where I work too, and people don't want to leave, and it's a problem.
Sorry.
Well,
I said, well, I can get you one too. It's no problem. You can feel this good at home.
That's right. And that's it, and to want to feel good everywhere. We're supposed to. That's what it's about.
Feel guilty. Feel joy.
Yeah, exactly.
What this is really about, I think our intent from the beginning has been to increase the pulse of evolution, spiritual evolution, at this time in history. Because we are, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Hindi concepts of yugas, but we're in the Kali Yuga, the twilight right now, which is a mixture of light and dark, and it's such an important time for human beings to start to recognize their divinity, to start to embody that higher light, to start to shift from the darkness that is expressed so many places on this planet into the vibration that's going to be more inclusive, that's going to be more compassionate and loving. And these are tools that are supporting that transition, and that's why they've come in at this time. That's why all of us are here playing out our roles at this time, so that we can support that transition.
And to help people know they have a choice. That it is a choice once you begin to become aware to be in that shadow, or to become aware of and step into your life, and to use tools that you have that allow you to do it.
And as you were saying, that's one of the beautiful aspects of the Heart Companion, the I.Connect, is that it allows you to look at things from a higher perspective. So you can see what's going on and choose. And it is so wonderful.
Pause instead of going into anger, going into resentment.
That's right.
Or going into jealousy. You have that time to take the breath, which you didn't before. It inspires you to say, hey, I'm the observer.
Right. You don't get so personally involved in this character and think that, oh my God, you bumped into my car, you hit me, and you have something against me. It's like, wait a minute. I used to act and react like that, but now there's that breath, like you said, that space.
It gives you that space. It holds space for you to transform.
Yeah.
And you can change your patterns that way when you become aware. So some teaching is I wouldn't say essential, but is very beneficial when you're using the I.Connect or the Heart Companion. A little bit of coaching goes a long way.
Well,
and the more people we can have in that state, then the more we can raise the vibration of the entire planet.
You know, that's why we're excited to be working with both of you, because you're both coming from a place of deep experience and knowledge over the years and how to work with people, how to support them. And now to put tools like this in your hands, it's very gratifying to me, because then I can see all types of new context being used for these tools that's going to make it go faster for everyone. And, you know, that's the end goal.